Hello everyone, my name's Dylan, and today I'm going to talk to you about my guitar, and I'm also going to go over a little bit about buying a guitar and what to look for. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the second category, because this will be a little longer rant than the one I'm about to talk about with my guitar. Now, a lot of guitarists like to go after Gibson and Fender and all those very popular brands of guitar. That is a very good thing to go after because they're really good guitars. But I see a lot of people get Les Pauls or Stratocasters or Telecasters that are worth over about $2,000, and they buy these guitars thinking that, because they have the best tone and all. That is the biggest understatement I always hear. You don't need no $2,000 guitar to get a good tone. I've seen some other guitars that are 10 times cheaper than that have just as great a tone as they do. What really matters about getting a guitar is what you like, what you feel, and what you hear. Now, to a lot of other guitarists who are looking to buy their first guitar, don't go off of what other people think. Everybody has their own opinion. I've seen people buy a guitar and they say it's the greatest thing ever, and they suggest other people to go get them. Well, sometimes that other person will have a whole different opinion. They'll say this guy told me this guitar was going to be really great. He plays it and he hates it. He hates the way it feels. He hates the way it sounds. It's completely opposite of what he's looking for. So don't go off of what other people think. Go off of what you think. What matters is what you like, what you want to hear, what you look for in the tone, and what you feel in the bridge. So when you go to get a guitar, be sure to go and just play. See one that catches your interest. Get it down, play it, see how it feels, see how it plays, see if you like it. If you like it, then you'll probably be set. If you don't like it, well, there's plenty of other guitars to play to meet your interest. Another thing I hear people talk about is, they think that all these cheap guitars are just, they're junk. Now, there are guitars that are poorly made and they are going to be junk. But there also are guitars that are made for more affordable ways that actually sound decent. So don't always think that when you see a guitar that's worth about $2,000 and you see another one that looks like it and it's like 10 times cheaper, that's just going to be junk. That's not always true. Like with Epiphone. Epiphone is just, it's part of the Gibson family. It's just guitars that are made from different countries. And a lot of people think that a Gibson Les Paul is supposed to sound amazing and Epiphones are junk. That's a very big understatement. There's a lot of Epiphones Les Pauls that sound just as good. So, what really matters is just the tone, what you feel in the guitar, and how you like it. Another thing is, when people go to get a guitar, they always want to go off of this shape. A lot of people prefer C-shaped body guitars. They're comfortable to a lot of people. Well, everybody's different. Me, I don't like C-shapes. Honestly, I hate them. I don't like the way they feel. I don't like the way they look. They're just too curvy. I like the V-shape, the ML shape, and Les Paul is the only C-body shape I prefer. And any other than that, I don't like. Me, I've just been weird like that. I've always liked the wicked looking guitars. They seem to fit me because I'm weird too, so it brings out the most. So, if you like C-body guitars and all, well, you have plenty of options. With the wicked body guitars, there's also a lot of options too. But if you're more of a sit-down kind of player, I prefer getting a C-shape. Even though I can sit down with my ML and play it, but I have to put it in a certain position just to play it. But hey, I love my guitar, so it doesn't really matter to me. Another thing is, a lot of people like to go off the color of the guitar. Well, sometimes you'll have a guitar that you want really badly, that plays good, feels good, you love the shape of it, but it just won't have that color you want it in. You could always go get it painted, but that's pretty pricey. If you want to paint it yourself, if you're good at it, or if you have a buddy that's good at it, go right at it. But if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to painting guitars, I wouldn't even bother. Just try to find it in the color you want. Go ahead, look around on the internet. They have them all over. Okay, so enough with that rant. Let's go on to my guitar. Now, this is a Dean ML-XM. It's not no Dimebag Darrell signature or anything like that. It's just a cheap version of the ML. What I mean by cheap, cheaply priced. Not a lot of other professionals would kind of disagree and say it's cheaply made. Me and a lot of other people kind of disagree. When I first played it, it was nice. I played it a while back. I've always wanted an ML for the longest time. Saved up money. Finally got it. Now, it originally did cost about $150. I talked to a musician's friend, and they cut a deal with me for $127. So I was pretty happy about that. I was able to get the guitar I want. And another thing about Musician's Friends, they're a very, very good website. They have free shipping, and if you don't exactly have enough for something you want, they'll try to cut a deal with you and all. So if you ever want to go shopping for a guitar or something, I go ahead and shop with them. Alright, now back to this. I came a long way with this guitar. When I first got it, everything was stock. You know, it played good, but one thing I will say about the pickups did not sound too great. I plugged it into my amp. They played heavy, and the clean mode was alright, but they had very, very bad tone to them, especially when you put it in overdrive. They had that screechy noise and all that static interruption. So, yeah, if you're going to get a Dean ML-XM, expect that to come with it. So, but this guitar is just, you know, a cheap version of the actual ML, so you're not always going to get those great features. The first thing I'm going to start out with is the body. Now, this is a translucent black color. It looks black right now, but when the light hits it, it kind of shows that wood color. A lot of people didn't like it. I did because, you know, it had a unique color to it, and that's what I liked about it. It changes colors, and it kind of had that wood color. It looks a little brown, but I liked it. It brought it out, and it just looked nice. One of the first things I did when I got this guitar is I replaced the knobs. Now, these are black and red Q knobs. I ordered them off of a website. They're pretty nice. They're fully metal, but they're not real heavy. So, the second thing I did, now, these may look real nice, and they are real nice. They don't affect the string playing whatsoever, but these are only stickers, but they stay on there really good. They don't peel off or anything, unless if you take them off, then they just get off real easily. This is the Abalone Red Tree of Life vinyl design. Now, the thing about me is, I wanted a really metal guitar, but I wanted to make it beautiful looking at the same time. So that's what I did with this. A lot of people will look at it and say, oh, that's gay, you know, and a lot of other people say, hey, that's cool. To the people who like it, thank you. To the other people who don't like it, fuck you. I don't give a shit what you think. All that matters is what I think about my guitar. You ain't the one playing it, I am. I also put other two down here, kind of make it a little more interesting on the body so it's not too plain. The second thing I did was I replaced the pickups. Now, these are EMG 8185s. I went ahead and put the 81 in the bridge, and I put the 85 in the neck. And they sound fantastic. No more staticky distortion shit like the old pickups had. You don't have to touch that part of the output to get it to stop. And that's another thing, if you buy EMG pickups, they come with a replacement output, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. The other thing I did, and I waited for these strings to come out since last winter, these are the Ernie Ball M Steel skinny top heavy bottoms. Now, if you are looking for a lighter tone, say you're in the blues or classic rock or something, you might want to go with regular Slinky or, you know, super Slinky or something like that. These, if you're looking for a more raunchier, heavier tone, you know, a little more beefy in them, these are the strings for you. They play really nice, and I absolutely love them. Another thing is these strings are smoothly played, and they're very tough feeling. They don't feel like they're going to break. You know, some other strings you play, you know, you feel like if you go too far with them, that's going to snap on you. No, these strings, to me, don't have that feeling whatsoever, and I played with many different strings. I'm not trying to bash the Dario strings, or however you pronounce the name, but those NYXL strings are not worth getting. They just, you don't put that much carbon in strings. It's not very magnetic, and it sounded horrible when I heard them play, because I was originally going to get them because I was growing impatient on the M-Steels, and I thought, hey, they're making the same thing, but after doing all those reviews, a lot of people didn't like them, so I didn't get them. But if you're looking for strings that are loud sounding, with more output and frequency and responsiveness, these are the strings for you. And another thing is, I finally got the strap I wanted. Now, a lot of people think, this just looks like a cheap strap. It wasn't really that cheap. It was more than $20 when I got it. It's leather, it's smooth, it's comfortable, because the old strap I have was just very uncomfortable. It gave me rashes. It was too unsupportive, and I just hated it. And another thing about this guitar, when you get it, if you're looking for a more affordable ML, it is very super lightweight. Now, when I first picked up this guitar, I was surprised. A lot of people who get Gibson Les Pauls, those are like 30 to 40 pound guitars, they're heavy. My Epiphone Les Paul Special 2, when I first bought that thing, it was just heavy. And heavyweight guitars may add that weight you like, but I'm not a big fan of heavy guitars. I like lightweight guitars. They don't wear you out as much, and you can run around with them and all this other stuff if you're on stage, and you don't have to worry about breaking sweat with them. And the tuners, these are just the stock Dean ML tuners. They're nothing special, but they're not bad. They're pretty good. Thought about replacing them sometime, but I think I might wait. It's not too big of an issue. But that is my review on my guitar and my little rant about getting the guitar. You all can leave comments, put your opinions in on what you think. I would be more than happy to respond if you got any questions. So later, everyone.